everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today to let you know how I'm going with my sheet mask project pan. So in January I introduced this. I gave a breakdown of how many sheet masks I have. I think it was 105, which was a lot. Now I actually have 2 tubs of the masks. So I've got the face mask, the overall face masks, and then I've got like specific masks. So whether it's lip masks, eye masks, feet masks, whatever, I have them in a different tub. And I have actually been really enjoying just randomly pulling one out and just making an excuse to use them throughout the month. And I've been most excited to check in. I've got another project pan, like a makeup project pan, but the mask one has been the one that I wanted to check in first. So that's what we're doing today. I'll let you know what I've used up and what I roughly think about them and if I've had any struggles or anything like that. But these are all the masks that I have used up in the past month. Yep. So what I tend to do, I use them sort of one in 2 ways. Generally in the evening when I'm sitting down or lying in bed reading a book. So kids have gone to bed, I'm about to go to bed. I will have done my, washed my face, got rid of my makeup. Then I'll put a sheet mask on. I'll lie in bed, read my book for like 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. And then I'll get up, take the sheet mask off, put a moisturizer or whatever on, and then just go to bed. That's how I find has been the best way for me and my lifestyle to incorporate the sort of full on sheet masks. Also the good thing about doing it that way is there's often so much liquid left in these bags. I find that if I've washed my face, I'm about to get into my pajamas, what I just do is I take the mask out, put it on, have my hair up obviously, and then what I'll do is I'll squeeze out the liquid and sort of put on my chest or my arms or my legs. So I'll try to use the liquid in this, and then I sort of just like marinate in it overnight. Then the other time I use masks, and this is more like the cleansing masks, the eye masks, the pore strips, I tend to use them in the morning. So I will have done all my morning stuff, and then sort of while I'm doing my hair or getting ready, I might put a pore strip on or I might put a bubble mask on. So that's how I tend to use those during the day. I feel like with the eye masks and with lip masks, which I haven't used a lip mask yet, but I've got to think about 4 of them. I feel like you're going to get best results if you use it in the morning. Like, what's the point of having nice and like depuffed eyes for overnight? So that's why I sort of target these more for during the day. Okay, let's go through the masks that I've used and let you know what I think about them. Some of them will be standouts for really good reasons or really bad reasons. So I've used up 9 face masks. So I was thinking if I use roughly 1 face mask a week, I will get through my 50, what was it, 51 or whatever it was. All right, let's not beat around the bush. My 2 favorites of the 9 were these ones. So one is, oh, what's this? Skin Republic Skin Laboratory. It's the Retinol Hydrogel Mask. Now, I have a feeling that this one is going to be an expensive one. I don't know where I got it from. It's probably from some gift bag somewhere along the line. But this one was a really nice one. It was like a gel. So you take it out and the actual mask was 2 pieces of like jelly and it was super hydrating, really cooling. I left it on for a while. It does say to leave it on for 30 to 40 minutes, which I did because I was like, I don't want to waste this. And the next day I woke up and my skin looked plump and juicy and sort of glowing. So this one made a difference. It was very nice. Also felt really lovely because we're in summer at the moment. So that was a really like refreshing, nice one. The other one that I really liked was by Etude House. This is the Collagen Skin Firming Mask. This one was, I think, your typical sort of material one. All right, I did make notes about this one. I said that it was a nice filling mask. It was flexible and easy to apply. It was moist but not dripping off your face. And it was one that really stuck to your face really nicely so you can walk around the house without it sort of falling off your face, and it had a soft orange scent. This one did make my skin look dewier and hydrated the next day as well. So these were the 2 that I realized the next day that I had been wearing something nice the night before. So these were the only 2 that I noticed that. This one you could also walk around the house because that jelly really did stick to the face and it was very, very nice. This aloe vera one by Innisfree, my son actually used, so I was using that fancy jelly one and he wanted to use a mask with me, so that's the one I let him use. There were a couple that were sort of old and not the best. This NUXE white one, I actually used this on my chest because I felt like it was a bit old and I was like, I don't know if I want to wear it. So I put it on my chest. And this was by Lonvitalite. It's the C2 Collagen Firming mask. I think this is the oldest mask I've got in my stash, and I've had it for too long. This was dried out to the point where I had to like actually put some water on it to have it stick on my face. It was not good. I didn't leave it on for very long. I gave it a shot, but this was way too old, and exactly why I need to start using this stash. The next ones I didn't see any great benefit with. So I've got the Tony Moly Green Tea Sheet Mask. This is supposed to be soothing. In my notes for this one, I do mention that even though it was quite wet in the bag, it actually felt quite dry. So it didn't feel like the moisture was sort of staying on the mask for some reason. It just felt like, yeah, it was being, I don't know if it was being evaporated quickly or drying out, I don't know, but there was enough liquid in here, it just didn't really stay in the mask. The Pixi Glow one, I think I've got a couple of these because it came in a pack of like 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it was. This has glycolic acid, ginseng, and witch hazel. This one was quite nice. And again, what this one did that the last one didn't. So this was just your typical sheet mask. It wasn't a fancy material, but it almost felt like the fluid was almost like a gel, like a hyaluronic acid sort of gel texture rather than just a liquid, like watery sort of. It was very well drenched, but it didn't feel like it was dripping off your face, which was good. So there's that. I didn't see any great results with that one though. The GlamGlow Glowlace, I wore this one, was it last night or the night before? It looked interesting because it had that holographic line through it. This was obviously came out when the holographic stuff was really popular. I didn't really get much from this, and I did find that it kept sort of falling off. So this was one where I was actually wearing it while I was trying to do some work sitting in a chair, and it just sort of wanted to fall off my face. So I didn't think that one was all that great. And then I used up this Esfolio Red Ginseng Essence mask. Now I used this when my skin was reacting, I think, to a foundation. It had like little spots, and it was just a little bit annoyed. This is not supposed to heal spots, but it is supposed to deliver like nourishment and moisture, and I thought, look, that's fine. And I found when I used this, the next day the spots were gone. So again, I don't know if it's particularly linked, but it was all right. This one though did have a bit of a funky smell, not like an off smell. It's just simply that it's a red ginseng mask. It sort of smelled a little bit like when you order like a vegetable juice and it's got like ginger or some rooty kind of earthy scent to it. Had that kind of scent, which, you know, could be something you like. I didn't love. When it came to other masks, this foot mask, horrible. I did not like this. This is from 11 Village Factory, and it's just a subpar foot mask. I haven't done too many foot masks in my time. I maybe average like 1 a year. My favorite one is the baby foot one. I think the intense one, that like strips your feet. All the like dry skin just comes off your feet in like a couple of weeks. This one, it's not that it didn't work, but what I realized is worse than a foot mask that doesn't work entirely is a foot mask that half works, because then you're left with half peeled bits on your feet, then the rest not wanting to come off, and you having to like scrub and buff your feet so they're even. It's not great. I've got little bits of peely left from this, but it just did not work to the level that I was expecting. And to me, that was just not good. So this one to me is a fail. Did not like that. And I'm glad I don't have any more of those in my stash. I would though consider buying like a baby foot one and actually using that to fix whatever that one caused. Because I actually feel like having dry feet and dry skin on your feet is better than what that left me with. So that's a bit unfortunate. I messed up this one. This is the Vice Reversa Micro Needling Plumping Patches. These are really interesting. They're small. I thought they were going to be bigger. So they're like tiny, tiny. You put them on an area where you've got like fine lines or some wrinkles that you want to sort of correct. So you can put them here, you can put them there. They actually do have little micro needles on them. So you put them on and it almost feels like you're putting something prickly on your face. It's not uncomfortable, but it's not a nice soothing experience, if you know what I mean. Now you're supposed to leave them on for a few hours. Now the dumb thing that I did was I actually thought I'll put this on in the morning while I'm getting ready. I'll just put them like here and see, you know, if they're going to minimize any like fine lines or anything. And then after I put them on, I read the instructions, which tells you, okay, annoyingly, the instructions aren't on the sheet. They have them on the box, which is over there, and I'm not going to get it. But essentially they tell you to wear them for like a minimum 2 to 3 hours or something like that, and for best results overnight. So I wore them for maybe 45 minutes, and then I was like, oh well, I've got to take them off because I've got to get ready for work. So I did find that as they were settling on, like over time, that sort of prickly feel diminished. So I can imagine using these overnight, and they did grip pretty well. I just feel like I've wasted this, and I only had a pack with, I think were there 4 of these, or were there 2 of these, whatever. I feel like I wasted this pack simply because I didn't read the instructions. So from now on, when I am going to use these, I'll have to use them overnight because that was a waste and that was my bad. Another eye mask that I used was this one from BioEffect. Now, I really like BioEffect. I think their skincare is really nice. Very, very expensive, but very nice. Now, the way you use these was essentially you actually have a little tube of serum that you squeeze out a little bit. You put it under your eyes, and then you take the masks out and you put them on there. Now, I did find that these were nice and sort of hydrating and sort of depuffing. So I did like this. I think in a pack you get maybe like 4 of these sheets and then the little tube of serum. I'm obviously going to keep the serum and keep using it if it doesn't sort of run out at the same time. But I've got a couple more of these to use, and I didn't mind them. I thought they were quite nice. When it came to, I used one pore strip. This is the Formula 1006. What I've learned from this experience, I've used so many of these pore strips when I was younger, like 20 years ago. I've just learned that I don't really need them at this stage of my life. Obviously, I don't have the crazy hormones that are causing a lot of oil production and weird breakouts. But I think also, like, this is obviously a new generation of skincare. We've learned that sort of acids can help clear your pores without needing to use things like this. It's a bit of fun, but when I took it off, there was like maybe like one little thing that I was like, okay, that could have been extracted. But overall, I was like, I really don't need these. I'm just going to use them once every like 3 months to use these up, but they're not a necessity in my skincare routine, which is nice to know. Now I've got a few cleansing products. The first one is, this is the Secret Key Lemon Sparkling Peeling Gel. Now, peeling gels are those weird things that you put on dry skin and you rub them in, and they do sort of have a chemical exfoliant effect, but they also ball up on themselves and they give the impression that you're rubbing off the skin. Like, these were really popular, I think on like Instagram and stuff a few years ago, where people are like, oh, it's actually exfoliating your skin and it's getting like all this stuff off, and they look at the dead skin just shedding off. Doesn't actually do that. You could actually put this on like a surface, just a table, and rub it, and you'll notice that it balls up because it's actually balling up on itself. But I do find, after saying that, like, I feel like these were super hyped and there's a lot of misinformation when these were sort of popular. But I do find that these do leave your skin feeling really, really beautiful. So that sort of, even that slight manual exfoliation and the sort of acids or whatever they've got in here, I don't know because it's in Korean, but it does leave your skin feeling really, really nice. So I found that that was a really nice thing to do just before I jumped in the shower in the morning. Put it on, rub it in, leave it for a few minutes, and then I wash it off and my skin feels super smooth. So it does work. I do quite like it. The last 2 things are bubble masks. Now I have a pack, it was a pack of 10, but I'd used 1. So I've used 2 and I've got 7 to go. So these are bubble masks, and this contains a lot of product. So originally when I put this on, again, this is designed to be put on dry skin. You put it on in a fairly decent layer, and you leave it for a few minutes and it'll start to bubble up. Now, it's a bit fun and whatever, but I actually don't think the effect of it is as good as this. I feel like this makes your skin feel a lot smoother and a more sort of refined, whereas this is just like, oh, it's very cleansed. What I did find with these though was 1 sachet was too much. I ended up having to use it like down my chest, and even then I feel like I put it on too heavily. So the next time I used it, I actually used half, and then I clipped it up and used it another time. So these are actually end up being a 2-use application for me. So I used it 3 times. And avoid your nose area, because the tickling is like another level of very minor torture. It is very uncomfortable, and all you want to do is like scratch it off. So there's that. So in total for January, I used 16 different types of masks. And that just means that my total is now down to 89. So I will check back in at the start of March and let you know how I'm going. The one thing I just didn't know when to use it, is a lip mask. Like, unless I'm doing like a lip swatch video where I've done a lot of lipsticks and wiping off and it's really uncomfortable, my lips are dry, I don't know a time where I need to use a lip mask, which is probably a good thing. But I might save those for winter actually. So when you get chapped lips, I don't know, I want to try one, but I also don't want to waste them just for the sake of it. So there's a balance of like trying to use them, but try not to waste them. Anyway, yeah, that's it. If you're wondering what's on my face, it is all Project Pan makeup. So the blush, the highlighter, everything is from my Project Pan. I will be doing a check-in for my Project Pan makeup version very, very soon. So keep an eye out for that. And I want to give a big thank you to my members for supporting my channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.